break the mic. Our next inductee is popular with many Major League Soccer and LA Galaxy fans, Dan Kennedy. Dan is being honored for his successful professional soccer career as a goalie. Dan was born in Fullerton but moved to Yorba Linda at a very young age. He attended Maple Paint Elementary, Yorba Linda Middle School right here, and El Dorado High School. Dan started playing soccer at the age of 4 with one of our local youth soccer organizations, JUSA, as we all know. As Dan got older, he started playing more competitively with a handful of soccer clubs in the area. Soccer wasn't Dan's only passion growing up. He was also an avid basketball player and played for a Yorba Linda NJB travel team, the Tar Heels. At El Dorado High School, Dan was on the varsity soccer team for 3 years and was a team captain during his junior and senior years. After a very successful high school career, Dan earned a full scholarship to the University of California at Santa Barbara. At UCSB, Dan was a 4-year starter. His team won the Big West Conference 3 times, and he was named the Freshman of the Year and Goalkeeper of the Year twice. Prior to Dan's arrival at UCSB, the soccer team never advanced to the NCAA Division I Soccer Championship College Cup. By Dan's senior season, the team not only made it to the College Cup, but all the way to the championship game. Dan is UCSB's all-time leader in shutouts, there are 34 of them, 63 victories, and goals against average just over half a goal per game. Throughout Dan's professional soccer career, he played in Puerto Rico, Chile, Dallas, and Los Angeles. Dan made his professional debut with the Puerto Rico Islanders in 2005, and his outstanding play earned him the 2005 United Soccer League Rookie of the Year Award. In April 2008, Chavez USA of Major League Soccer acquired Dan's services, and with Chavez, Dan was a 3-time MVP, a team captain twice, and participated in the 2012 Major League Soccer All-Star Game. Dan became the franchise leader in games played, 144 games, 142 games that he started, 451 saves, 28 shutouts, and he played 12,764 minutes. Starting in 2015, Dan played for another MLS team, Dallas FC, and helped them win a Western Conference regular season championship. Prior to the 2016 MLS season, Dan joined the LA Galaxy and remained with them until he retired from professional soccer earlier this month. Although Dan doesn't suit up for the Galaxy anymore, he is still very much involved with the organization. Dan recently joined the LA Galaxy front office, where he will work in youth programming and development. Dan will also serve as the LA Galaxy English radio analyst for all Galaxy home and away games, and does some studio work for the Spectrum Sports Network. Please join me in congratulating Dan Kennedy.
Well, thank you. This is my son Archer. We'll try to keep him in line. Thank you to the city. As I went to Yorba Middle School, this is actually was built, and I was one of the first classes that had the luxury of using this facility. And it was mentioned that basketball was probably my love growing up, even though I just loved competing. And it's places like this where kids get to dream about accomplishing and achieving something greater than maybe what you feel like you can do. I'm humbled by some of the stats that were read off and what I was able to achieve, but what I continue to fall back on is I was a goalkeeper, and as a goalkeeper, you're never better than your team, and you're really lucky to be just as good as your team. And it's funny, I I was never on a very good team in my professional career. But with teammates and coaches and referees who do an absolute thankless job, the experiences I was able to have, it actually blows my mind because I don't often reflect on it. I often live in a place where I'm just driving forward, and that's kind of how I think I got to where I was as a player. But I watch these kids run around, and it all starts at places like this, which it starts as fun, and that's how it should start. And the one main thing that I've learned is that you always achieve more when you don't go at something by yourself. And I was able to achieve anything that I achieved as a player, and it was always due to the coaches that I had helping me out along the way. And that literally started out on this field. I had a goalkeeper coach named Zach Adell, who when I was, I think I was in about 3rd grade, he absolutely just punished me week in and week out, and I loved every minute of it. And he taught me what it was to be a professional at 9 years old. And that's something that I've carried with me throughout my entire career. Is, you know, I don't think I was ever good enough. I never really felt like I was the best player in my team growing up. In high school, certainly wasn't one of the top talents, but what we can all always fall back on is hard work. And that was something I was extremely just mindful of through my time at UCSB, and certainly as I became a professional soccer player. I said, okay, you know, there's going to be plenty of bad days out here, so let's go and work extremely hard to make sure that we're as prepared as we can be. Come here, bud. We're as prepared as we can be on those bad days, and try to make those bad days just a little bit better. And now I look back on it, and I could say, you know, maybe I wasn't on the best teams my entire career, but with that being said, you know, there were some amazing moments that I had, and when I talk about those moments, it wasn't necessarily me as a player on the field making a play. When I talk about those moments, it's moments like this, you know, your kids walking around on stage. But it's moments like you have with your teammates, moments I've had with every single person that came here to support me today. I'm extremely grateful. Get to have your folks at the games, and yeah, sports just a really special thing, and that's why I'm excited to continue to be a part of it with the Galaxy. But the best thing is places like this and referees like this, and just giving kids a space to enjoy themselves and compete. And every now and again, I guess you get lucky and it'll turn out to you'll be honored on a wall in the city, in the great city that you grew up in. So to everyone that came out today, just for me, thank you so much. I know my folks would love to be here. They moved to Atlanta, and this is, or, excuse me. He's already stealing people's stuff. This is the type of thing that probably means a lot to my folks, and they're in Atlanta, and I know it's killing them not to be here, but I'm sure they're having a beer and a wine on a golf course somewhere and enjoying it anyway. But honestly, everyone that showed up, for Steph and Archer and I, thank you so much for all the support. I know this is just another one of those things that you show up on my behalf and give me continued support. And that was, you know, when I reflect just a little bit on going down to Puerto Rico or going down to Chile to play, and there was a lot of obstacles there that weren't just soccer related, but it was always knowing that having a community like this to come back to, I always knew, I was like, you know what, Yorba is always going to be there for me to come back to. My folks are going to be there, my family's going to be there, and that was always good enough for me to go about my way and push on, knowing that this was here. And yeah, so thank you very much, and thanks for honoring me. I appreciate it. We'll put the money back later.
Thank you, Dan. At this time, I would like to ask Bill and Dan to come up here to the podium again so we can congratulate both of you one more time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today on this important event. We are at the final stage of the induction ceremony and have one more thing to do, and that's very important, as Bill and Dan will be removing the curtain that will reveal their plaques. After the curtain is removed, we will have ample time for pictures. If everyone in attendance can join me in counting down from 5. So if you want to grab the corner. Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for coming out and honoring our 2 inductees.